Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button Share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking. All right, so off the rip, before we get started, shout out to Miss Niecy. Shout out to Miss Niecy for 12 months of support. Definitely appreciate it. Make sure you guys show her some love, throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for Miss Niecy for showing love. All right, and let me see. Hold on, I had a brand new drop for y'all. Oh, here you go. All right, this is a brand new drop just for Miss Niecy. You know what I'm saying?
They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat. They're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. Eat the cat, eat the cat, eat the cat. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat.
Shout out to Miss Niecy. Definitely appreciate it. Oh man. So if you guys can hear me, let me know. If the drop was working, you know what I'm saying, let me know. Throw some thumbs up, you know what I'm saying, radiation emoji in the chat. If you guys can't hear me or the drop's not working, because I've been having some issues with the drop, then give me a thumbs down. And I'm gonna shout out everybody that's in the building real quick. Shout out to Miss Niecy. Definitely appreciate you. Glad you're here. Shout out to my man Cameron. Shout out to No Longer Asleep. Shout out to Cameron. Throw some like enforcers in the chat for Cameron. Shout out to my man TD Media Group. Shout out to DSM Sinister. Shout out to AW1. What's good with it? Shout out to DC Precise. Shout out to my man AB Promotions. TD said you were gonna steal my line and say 12 months of service. Nah, we got 12 months of animal eating over here. You don't eat animals. This don't apply to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You only eat vegetables. This for us that eat animals.
They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat. They're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. Eat the cat, eat the cat, eat the cat. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat.
Then you get Sexy Red. Then you get Sexy Red on the chorus. You know what I'm saying? Eat the cat. Eat the cat. Eating cat like Springfield. You know what I'm saying? That's what they need to do. Eating cat like Springfield. Oh man, shout out to AB. Make sure y'all show AB some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for AB. Double platinum. Facts.
They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat. They're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. Eat the cat, eat the cat, eat the cat. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat.
Shout out to Tatum, man. What's good with it, bro? Shout out to DJ Omo. All right. Shout out to everybody that's in here, man. Good to see y'all. All right. Shout out to Terrence Jackson, DJ TJ. What's good? Yeah. Trump holding that beat, bro. Trump holding it down on that beat. Oh man, hey, we need to get a remix going. We need to get a grab him by the P and then eat the cat. You know what I'm saying? And splice them bad boys together. Oh man. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna find out who this individual Ryan Westly Routh is, and we gotta ask the question, like, why these people that keep trying to murk Trump, they all look alike. Shout out to DSA. What's good with it, bro? Shout out to DJ Elmo. What a time to be alive hearing such music. I know, right? I know, right? So we got a timeline here. This is a live news feed from New York Post. We're going to take a look at it. We're going to listen to this real quick first.
Call came out, shots fired. That was called in by the Secret Service. Because we're in constant contact with them all the time, we were notified of that, and we had units here that immediately sealed off the area. Fortunately, we were able to locate a witness that came to us and said, hey, I saw the guy running out of the bushes. He jumped into a black Nissan, and I took a picture of the vehicle and the tag, which was great. So we had that information. Our real-time crime center put it out to the license plate readers. And we were able to get a hit on that vehicle on I-95 as it was headed into Martin County. We got a hold of Martin County Sheriff's Office, alerted them, and they spotted the vehicle and pulled it over and detained the guy. After that, we took the victim, the witness that witnessed the incident, flew him up there, and he identified as the person that he saw running out of the bushes and jumped into the car. Now, in the bushes where this guy was is a AK-47 style rifle with a scope, 2 backpacks which were hung on the fence that had ceramic tile in them, and a GoPro, which he was going to take pictures of.
All right, so there's that. All right, so as you guys can see, they got a little bit of information. All right. So now here it says Ryan Westly Routh. All right, that's the guy's name. RWR, Ryan Westly Routh, 58, was identified as the suspect who was arrested after allegedly pointing an AK-47 assault rifle at former President Trump at his golf course, according to law enforcement sources. Trump was golfing at the time. Routh was spotted several holes ahead of Trump. So this dude was, I mean, from what they're saying, it seems like he was actually there, like legit trying to take Trump out. All right. So I'm assuming right here, this diagram, this map that they have, this overhead map, is showing the distance between where Trump and Roth were. All right. So that's all we need to look at from that page right there. All right. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to go into Trump blaming Biden and Harris for the second assassination attempt. Now, let me ask you guys this question. How many of you all think that Biden and Harris are to blame for this second assassination attempt, or even the first? If you guys feel that way, then give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't feel that way, then give me a thumbs down. And shout out to everybody that's watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button yet, please take a moment, do me that favor, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't, hit the bell wherever you're watching from, hit the bell, subscribe to the channel, and please share the stream to your social media and tag people that you know who would be interested in this type of content. All right, so now it says Trump blames Harris and Biden for second assassination attempt. Their rhetoric is causing me to be shot at. Okay. So let's take a listen to this real quick. And of course, we got to add. So let's let this ad run real quick. Let's see. And then we're going to find out about this. We're going to find out about this Ryan Roth. All right. So let's check this out. Let's see what went on here.
Routh, the man accused of hiding with an AK-47 at a Trump-owned golf course, lived for decades in this Greensboro neighborhood before moving to Hawaii in early May.
I mean, I didn't think he would go that far. I mean, like, I knew he was a little cuckoo, but to assassinate the president, I mean, he was going to be going away for a long time.
I mean, look at this dude, man. Doesn't he look weird? They say Routh has a lengthy criminal record, including being convicted of possessing a weapon of mass destruction in 2002 in reference to a fully automatic machine gun. I mean, like, look at this dude. He looked just as weird as the first dude that tried to take Trump out. Don't you guys think? If you guys agree, this dude looks just as weird as the first dude that tried to take Trump out, then give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't, then give me a thumbs down. And what do you guys notice about every single assassination attempt? First and foremost, like Trump posted on Truth Social, the assassins are 0 and 2, right? They're 0 and 2. But you know what? When it comes to the quote unquote race of the assassins, they are 2 and 2. W on W crime. And what's interesting about this is that Trump is barely out here surviving the suburbs. Every time he goes to the suburbs, you know what I'm saying, The very people who are constantly criticizing us are the ones who are pointing their weapons at Trump. You know what I'm saying? It seems like Trump has a low likelihood of surviving the suburbs. I think Trump's best rally was probably when he was in New York City. He was welcomed. Everybody was happy. He had 2 thugs with him right up on the stage that didn't try to harm him. And when you go out here, you know what I'm saying? The people that look like they would be at his family reunion is the ones trying to blow his head off. If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. I'd like to see a whole editorial about that particular situation and those anomalies from the New York Post. It would be nice to see Fox talk about that. They like to talk about crime so much. Let's talk about these. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. What's good with it? Shout out to PD That Remains. Shout out to Jesse. What's good with y'all? It's always interesting how these type of things always fall out of the mainstream media radar. And then, it's, let's not talk about race. So let's only talk about race as it pertains to, any type of crimes or anything like that happens with us. But when you got a bunch of people that look like they would be at Trump's family reunion trying to blow his head off, we don't want to talk about it. I think that's interesting. Shout out to Carla. What's good with it, Carla? I think that is interesting. I think it's highly hypocritical and very revealing. You know what I'm saying? But since they don't want to talk about it, we can talk about it. So here it says his LinkedIn shows that he attended North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University, but relocated to Hawaii sometime around 2018. So you guys see, this dude is a Biden-Harris supporter. He got a Biden-Harris sticker on his bumper. Now, they're not saying anything about that in the mainstream media. Shout out to Torian. What's good with it, Torian? Shout out to MD Williams. You guys see this? They got this circled right here where he had a Biden-Harris bumper sticker on the back of his pickup truck at home. So I want you guys to pay very close attention. Shout out to TD. Like TD always says, there's one party that actually attempts to weaponize infrastructure to attempt to try and take you out. Pay very close attention to anybody who's opposed to Democrats at this point right now. You got Mayor Eric Adams, who's got somebody getting arrested that's around him every other week because he's got an issue with the migrant situation, right? Look at RFK. They've effectively, nullified him in his attempts to become the president. And they have weirdos out here with Biden-Harris bumper stickers looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? With AK-47s, the people that allegedly don't believe in having guns, it's okay for them to have a gun to be fuzzy-wuzzy and try to take Trump out. So this is the party of hypocrisy. You know what I'm saying? The party of hypocrisy, the party that's quote-unquote supposed to be the party of quote-unquote black people that has, with their policies, disproportionately harmed black people since there's been a majority of people voting for that particular party. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree with that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. So let's just get a good look at this freak. This dude looks like a freak. The alleged gunman who has donated to liberal causes declared on social media that democracy is on the ballot and Trump wants to make Americans slaves against their master. Well, no wonder he's so scared about that, because he don't have any ancestry of ever experiencing that. So what's interesting about that is that these people are so scared of slavery that they'll try to take out a president. But they don't want us talking about it. They so scared of slavery that they'd pick up an AK-47 and attempt to take out a presidential candidate. Hey, man. It is what it is. Shout out to Cynthia. What's good with it, Cynthia? This is what it says right here. This dude is a snowflake. The alleged gunman who has donated to liberal causes declared on social media that democracy is on the ballot and Trump wants to make Americans slaves against their master. Now, check this out, man. This dude is part of the Fuzzy Wuzzy Brigade, part of the Fuzzy Wuzzy, we love you so much, Swifty Army. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. These people will justify doing whatever it is that they want to do under the premise of the motive of what they want to do it for. Pay close attention to that. You know what I'm saying? So now check this out. It says that his social media account was also filled with nonsensical tweets. All right. So he talks a lot of nonsense. So we know that that's called babbling, right?
Talentless, scandalous, plebiscite, babbling.
So that's all this dude does is sit up here and babble on social media all day, like a lot of people, right? His social media account was also filled with nonsensical tweets and replies while also voicing strong support for Ukraine and its war against Russia. So he's a pro-Ukraine individual.
You know, a lot of the other conflicts are gray, but this conflict is definitely black and white. This is about good versus evil.
So he's using that kind of binary rhetoric. He's using the binary rhetoric of good versus evil. How many people believe in good versus evil? If you believe in good versus evil, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, then give me a thumbs down. And shout out to Black Klansmen. Don't come in my content telling me what to do. Did you see what I'm reading? If you haven't posted on New York Post, because I don't have any type of ability to be able to be on the ground there and I'm simply reading an article, if you don't post that nonsense on New York Post and you come into my chat with it, it's going to be problems. You got it? Now, you saw the video of what New York Post said, and I don't have any sources other than the other sources that I plan on reading. So don't you dare come into my chat trying to tell me what to do as far as what I'm reading off of an article. Go to the people that wrote the article or sit down and relax and have a good time enjoying what I'm talking about. One of the two. Those are your only two options. So let's just clarify. Who are you talking to? You talking to me or you talking to New York Post? And there's a right answer. And I think everybody knows the right answer. Let's just see if you got enough sense to know the right answer. And you've got about 15 seconds to respond before your YouTube account end up with a handicap sticker on it. So now, anyway, let's go back. And since we got somebody that likes to take down videos where, you know, we're talking about Trump spreading misinformation about Haitian migrants. Since we have somebody that can't be trusted like that in the comment section, we got to make sure that we go right there to this part of the video, 39 seconds, where the New York Post has a picture of his truck with a Biden-Harris sticker on it. All right. So now, again, this is a source coming from the New York Post. All right. The New York Post says that he had a Biden-Harris sticker on his truck. All right. Now, this independent journalist that likes to silence information when Trump is trying to disparage black immigrants, right? This misinformation agent right here says that he voted for Trump. That's fine if he did. If you have the source of that, make sure that you provide us with the source. Because as of right now, I don't have a source for this particular information right here. But if you have it, make sure that you don't. If not, it's just going to make us suspect that you're an agent even more. Because if we can't find the source, then we got to say that that's misinformation. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Yeah, shout out to DJ Elmo. You guys see that? DJ Elmo said, just went to Black Klansman channel 11 days ago. He put up a video, Black Light supports Trump. Let me ask you guys this question to the people with two working brain lobes in their head on the channel right here that's watching right now. What presidential candidate do I support for the 2024 election? Type it in the chat. Let me know. And we still haven't gotten any confirmation. This dude is supposed to be an independent journalist. Now, check this out. Doesn't it say on his, shout out to DJ Elmo. DJ Elmo, you just went to that channel. Doesn't it say on that channel, quote unquote, exposing the truth? So if you're exposing the truth, then that means that you're a journalist, right? Journalists don't push misinformation, even if that misinformation is information that isn't necessarily along with a narrative that they would like to see as reality, right? So by posting that video, what we know is that this dude is not opposed to posting misinformation. How can that be trusted? That's my question. How can that be trusted? And also, let's just check this out, right? Even if I was a Trump supporter, which I'm not, but let's just say that I was, what is anybody going to do about it? Anybody in the chat, anybody on YouTube, anybody anywhere right now, what are you going to do if I support Trump? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What is anybody going to do? I'm sitting here right now. Matter of fact, I'll go unlock my front door. What is anybody going to do? What are you going to do? What is anybody going to do? I want to know what somebody's going to do right now. If I decided to just do anything, what is anybody going to do about it? And shout out to Simple, shout out to DSM Sinister. Facts. Nothing. Nothing at all. Or or they might do what they trying to do to Trump. They might try to take him out. Matter of fact, somebody that's that obsessive about assuming that people take out Trump supporters, do you guys think that people who try to falsely associate Trump support with people that don't support Trump are trying to get them taken out, like how they trying to shoot Trump? So anybody that's trying to falsely associate me with political parties and different things like that I'm not associated with, should I say that those individuals are trying to put my life in danger? I mean, it clearly is not. You know what I'm saying? I mean, good luck. I mean, you could try to put my life in danger. The best thing for you to try to do would be to hit me with a car. You know what I'm saying? Or at least have somebody with a scope try to get me. But if you're not doing that, you're actually only putting yourself in danger. But okay. Yeah. I mean, you got these people that's not afraid to try to take Trump out. They're not afraid of Secret Service. I don't have no Secret Service detail. Right? So, I mean, you know, something happened. If I don't stream for a couple days, y'all see something crazy on the news, y'all know exactly what happened, right? It was Black Klansmen. And anybody that he associates with, anybody that he props up, those individuals would be the individuals that did something to try to bring some harm to me, loosen my lug nuts, you know what I'm saying? Anything like that. Would you guys agree? Shout out to AW1. Facts. AW1 says, I wouldn't care if you voted Trump, Rob, because that would be your right to vote for him or anyone you want to vote for. Yeah, facts. Now, mind you, I'm not voting for him. I'm not voting for anybody. Right? I'm not voting for anybody. Like I said, I can't support Trump with the type of supporters that Trump got. Trump got one good supporter, and it's TD. Beside that, well, he got more than just TD. It's some cool Trump supporters, but the majority of them, the ones that always get the media spotlight, is the ones who, you know what I'm saying, you be like, yo, what's up with y'all? I can't get behind that. And knowing the history of the Democrats and how they've harmed Black people over the last 60 years and the zero sum of nothing that they've done, can't support either party. And anybody that tries to say, oh, well, if you don't support either party, man, get out of here, bro. We pay taxes. What are you talking about? We are taxpayers. We have a right to vote, and a right not to vote. And as taxpayers and as U.S. citizens, we have rights to be involved in a political process. And voting is not the only part of the political process. It's only the part of the political process that grifters and no talent hacks on YouTube try to shame people into doing. So now, if anyone wants to direct any nonsense to me, direct it right to me. I'll drop the link so that you can come and say whatever you got to say. I can flame you to your bones and drop you off of the call. So speak now or forever hold your peace. Because you try to say something crazy again, you getting lit up. The chat about to light you up. The TCU about to light you up. You're going to get on this StreamYard link. I'm going to light you up, and that's going to be the end of that. What you guys think? Sound like democracy? If that sounds like democracy, throw some flames in the chat. All right. Anyway, back to the stream. Oh, yeah, facts. He can cam up, and I'll cam up too. You can't, he cam up, I'll cam up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all seen me before, but we got people on YouTube who try to make little veiled threats and talk crazy. Like some of these people don't even cam up. I cam up all the time on Just Talking with TD and Rob. If you really had your stalker game in order, you would know. You would see. You would know my face. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, like what do I always say? People can't even commit crime right. So you know if people can't even commit crime right, they can't even stalk right. You know what I'm saying?
You know, a lot of the other conflicts are gray, but this conflict is definitely black and white. This is about good versus evil.
All right, so now here it says on September 15th, prosecutors say Routh set up a sniper's nest near the former president's golf course and hid there for nearly 12 hours before the apparent ambush attempt. All right, so there's that. All right. So let's see what they're talking about down here. And real quick, shout out to everybody that's watching, man. I appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button yet, please take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit the bell. And also, please share the stream to your social media. All right. So now here it says former President Donald Trump said Monday that the man who allegedly tried to assassinate him as he golfed Sunday was motivated, quote unquote, by the rhetoric of President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. And I would tend to agree. I would think that he was motivated by that rhetoric. And I think a lot of these low IQ, slow-brained morons are motivated by that kind of rhetoric because they believe that they can just, if they feel like it, all they have to do is just associate somebody with Trump in whatever way that they want to. And by that association with Trump, they can then lie, they can then steal, they can then harm people. They can be as low IQ, low impulse, reactive, reflexive, and dumb as they want to be towards somebody else. And it's justified because they've associated it with Trump. If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. I could walk right outside of my house and some lunatic like this be out there. And because they listen to Black Klansman's nonsense on his channel, say, you're a Trump supporter, which I'm not, and then attempt to take me off of the planet so that I can't do the rest of my daily duties and take care of my family. This is a castle doctrine state, and I'm not scared, which means that you would actually be under the ground if you tried to do that to me, but I don't even want to have to get my hands dirty and do something like that. But that's what these people are trying to do. And that's why they're part of the Fuzzy Wuzzy Brigade. Because in the name of what they call democracy, they can supersede all rules, norms, and standards and attempt to try to harm you. And I'm telling you, man, hey, like this right here, you send somebody my way, you better not miss. You better not miss. You're going to wish that you hadn't. You know what I'm saying? you better hit that bullseye like you playing darts for your life. You know what I'm saying? You better hit that bullseye like you playing darts for your life. Because if you miss, man, woo! You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, he believed the rhetoric of Biden and Harris, and he acted on it. And this is what people try to direct people towards doing. Believing rhetoric and getting them to act on it. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. The Republican presidential nominee, who is 78, told Fox News, their rhetoric is causing me to be shot at when I am the one who is going to save the country, and they are the ones that are destroying the country, both from inside and out. All right. Now, let me ask you guys this. If you associate people with World War II, you know, calling people, quote unquote, the H word, the mustache guy, is that the type of rhetoric that would make someone take any type of human thought process out of it and think that they're just getting rid of a material threat versus having some sort of empathetic reasoning? There's a specific reason of why they do that. I would call that alternative hate speech, right? I don't think there's a name for it, so I'm going to name it. Shout out to Neely Fuller Jr. We need terms. That's what he said. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to call that alternative hate speech. It's the same thing that was done to Kanye West. It's the same thing that was done to Kyrie Irving. And it's a form of cancellation, and it's a form of censorship, and it's a form of silence, and it's a form of attempting to control somebody. And I got to agree. Shout out to my man, Mo Fax. Mo Fax says they're looking to create a Manchurian candidate via the media. Big facts. If you guys agree with Mo, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Trump cited suspect Ryan Westly Routh using nearly identical language to Biden and Harris about the ex-president posing a threat to American democracy if he takes the White House. Routh was discovered hiding in the bushes near Trump's West Palm Beach, Florida golf course as Trump played around. Now, here's my question. This wasn't on the public schedule. This wasn't on the public discourse. So how did this guy know that this is where Trump will be at? How did he know? That's my question. What do you guys think? How did this dude figure this out? Authorities discovered a tactical rifle, a scope, and a GoPro camera. These people that want to destroy our country, Trump said of Biden and Harris, it's called the enemy from within. They're a real threat. Roth posted a range of political comments on social media and was interviewed by major news outlets in the recent years about his efforts to recruit Afghans to support Ukraine against Russia's invasion. I didn't know that. Did you guys know that? How many of you guys know that? If you guys knew that, give me a thumbs up. If y'all didn't know that, give me a thumbs down. They said that Routh posted a range of political comments on social media, and he was interviewed by major news outlets in recent years about his efforts to recruit Afghans to support Ukraine against Russia's invasion. I wonder what news media outlets interviewed him. What news media outlets interviewed him? In April, Roth wrote that democracy is on the ballot and we cannot lose. Biden, who is 81, repeatedly used the phrase democracy is on the ballot before ending his campaign for a second term on July 21st and endorsing Harris as his successor. So now, I mean, if this guy is saying democracy is on the ballot, right? It says in April, Roth wrote democracy is on the ballot and we cannot lose. That to me sounds like his actions are directly tied to they're directly tied to the Biden rhetoric. That's what it sounds like. He's literally saying the exact same thing that Biden said. So the question then would be, well, where did he get that talking point from? Right? Where did that talking point come from? Who are we going to blame this on? And again, we got to keep asking the question, why do all these people that keep trying to take Trump out all look the same? Why do they all look the same? So now here it says Harris, who is 59, also has claimed that Trump is a threat to democracy, both before and after he was grazed with a bullet on July 13th at a rally in Butler, PA. All right. When Thomas Matthew Crooks, who was 20, opened fired with a semi-automatic rifle in an attack with a still unclear motive. Now, again, how is it unclear? Let me ask you guys this question. How many people remember that assassination attempt in Butler, PA? If you remember, give me a thumbs up. If you don't remember, give me a thumbs down. Now, my question for you is, how is the motive of that unclear? And what do you all think the motive of that was? Donald Trump wants to turn our democracy into a dictatorship, Harris said July 9th in Las Vegas, 4 days before the first assassination attempt against Trump. Less than a month later, Harris has returned to saying that our fundamental freedoms are on the ballot and so is our democracy, making identical utterances twice on July 31st. The Democrats point to Trump's refusal to accept his defeat in the 2020 election, culminating in the January 6, 2021 Capitol riot. Biden and Harris have drawn criticism for taking Trump out of context to make that argument, including saying this year that Trump has threatened a bloodbath if he loses, when the ex-president was actually referring to the possible effects of the election on the auto industry. Now, how many people remember? And this claim right here has long been debunked. And what's crazy about this is that in front of the entire United States, Kamala Harris decided to use that talking point. Kamala Harris decided to use that talking point as if it was facts. During the debate, do you all remember that? Spokespeople for Biden and Harris have not commented on Routh using language similar to theirs. Now, I think that they should comment. How many of you guys eagerly await a comment, eagerly await an explanation? I know I do. Let's hear it, right? Yeah. Shout out to AB. Facts. AB said the motive was to send Trump to the upper room. Facts. If you guys agree with AB, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. And I just want you guys to understand, people like Black Klansmen and other people who are political extremists will justify terminal harm to another person over a disagreement. And they call that protecting democracy. Normal people call that vigilante justice, which is actually allegedly anti-American. Is only pro-American when it's an angry mob of white people doing it to some black people who are just allegedly either suspected of some things or own a little bit too many businesses in a black enclave in the South in the pre-civil rights era. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says Routh made a range of other posts online, including claiming in 2020 that he was a disillusioned former Trump supporter who had backed the populist conservative. All right, so now check this out. Black Klansman had said earlier that at one point he was a Trump supporter. The New York Post substantiates that. But the problem is that Black Klansman is sitting here acting as if I'm the journalist for the New York Post. And that's where we have the fundamental problem at. So now here it says Routh made a range of other posts online, including claiming in 2020 that he was a disillusioned former Trump supporter who had backed the populist conservative in 2016. So according to his social media, this guy was at one point a Trump supporter, which we know that they all flip-flop. How many people have come out and said, well, I was a former Obama supporter and now I'm a member of the KKK? I mean, we hear that all the time, literally all the time. It's almost like some type of just inherent bipolarism. I don't call it inherent bipolarism. To me, it's the it's the privilege of latency, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ricky Guillory. What's good with it, bro? Also this year, he wrote that he believed that two former Trump rivals, Governor Nikki Haley of South Carolina and GOP businessman Vivek Ramaswamy, should run together as an independent presidential ticket. That's the weirdest thing ever. So he wrote that he believed that two former Trump rivals, former GOP Nikki Haley of South Carolina and GOP businessman Vivek Ramaswamy, should run together as an independent presidential ticket. So one thing that we know about this Trump assassin is that he really supports anti-Black Indian people. He supports anti-Black Indian people, which is interesting, you know. But don't talk about that, though. The only thing that you need to be concerned with is making sure that Democrats win the election. You don't need to be concerned with the collective insanity of all of these morons. Would you guys agree? So we're going to take a look a little bit more at Ryan Westly Routh. All right. Donald Trump assassination suspect Ryan Westly Routh urged Iran to delete former president in book where he wrote about World War III. So now let me ask you guys this. Would this be considered like a motive? Would this be considered like parts of a manifesto he's written about Trump being deleted before, or has written advice to advise people to direct harm in Trump's way? Would you guys say that? If you guys would, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would not, then give me a thumbs down. And I want you guys to understand, these kind of people believe that this is okay. Black Klansman believes that it's okay to put up a post and say harm Rob because he is harmful for Black people. They believe that it's okay to do that. So again, if anything happens to me, because I'm good in the city that I live in, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know where it came from. All right? If that makes sense, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't, then give me a thumbs down. There is nobody in my city that I live in that would ever harm me at all because I'm good in my city. So if anything ever comes that happens to me, oddly, it's straight up social media. And we know exactly where to send the people to, right? I'm going to ask y'all in the comment section for comprehension. If something happened, where are we sending the people to? If something happens, where are we sending the people to? We're sending them right over there to that YouTube channel. And it's too late to hide any videos because we done got them downloaded already and they in the Discord already. If a tire fall off of my car, if a window get broken, if a feather falls on top of my roof, we already know where them people going. So let's see what this dude wrote. Now let's check this out right here. And real quick, you know, we probably going to have to deal with some ads. If you guys haven't smashed the like button yet, please help me out. Take a moment, smash that like button. If you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit the bell, share the stream to your social media. All right. When you guys share it, make sure that you tag somebody that you know who would be interested in this type of content. And I think this might be the same as what we watched before, but we'll see.
Routh, the man accused of hiding with an AK-47 at a Trump-owned golf course, lived for decades in this Greensboro neighborhood before moving to Hawaii in early May.
I mean, I didn't think he would go that far. I mean, like, I knew he was a little cuckoo, but to assassinate the president, I mean, he was going to be going away for a long time.
So I want you guys to pay very close attention. He has a lengthy criminal record, but let me ask you guys this. In anything that you've heard about him so far, have you heard about any of the crimes that he's committed? I mean, what kind of crimes has he committed? I'll tell you, looking at this weirdo, I can tell you what kind of crimes it looks like he might have committed. I'll tell you what kind of crimes it looks like he might have committed. You know what I'm saying? Look like he looks like the type of dude that commits weirdo crimes. Would you guys agree? And y'all know what I mean when I say weirdo crimes. That's what type of crimes it looked like homeboy commits. But I haven't really heard anything that's gone down his quote unquote lengthy criminal record that they claim that he has. Shout out to Miss Niecy. Miss Niecy said, "Dogs and cats." What do you think? What do you think he did to some dogs and cats, Miss Niecy? What do you think he did to some dogs and cats?
You know, a lot of the other conflicts are gray, but this conflict is definitely black and white. This is about good versus evil.
So what I'm trying to figure out with him is why would the news interview this weirdo? Because you guys remember, right? The news interviewed him. And they interviewed him in regards to his feelings about the Russia-Ukraine conflict. But what is his qualifications to be interviewed though? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, who cares about his opinion? Shout out to B1 First. B1 First said he's an author. Yeah, he wrote a book. Yeah, that's facts. So now here it says Ryan Westly Routh, who is 58, apologizes to Iranians and said he blamed himself for having voted for Trump in 2016. So again, as we got to that part where it talked about he was a Trump supporter, right? We're reading that he was a Trump supporter, right? So he was a Trump supporter as well in 2016, allegedly, right? According to his testimony in his book and according to this article from the New York Post. But now, what you guys need to pay attention to is internet misinformation agents like Black Klansmen will sit there and act as if we didn't get to this part. And then he'll make a video and say that I was making disinformation about this individual when it's only 52 minutes into the live stream and I got a ton of articles to read. What do you guys think about people like that? So now here it says Ryan Westly Routh, 58, apologizes to Iranians and said he blamed himself. All right. See, he blamed himself for having voted for Trump in 2016 in Ukraine's unwinnable war, a rambling account of his views on foreign affairs. I must take part of the blame for the R-word child that we elected for our next president that ended up being brainless. But I am man enough to say that I misjudged and made a terrible mistake. And Iran, I apologize. Roth wrote in his book, which was self-published last year. Now, let me ask y'all this. How many people y'all think bought this book of his? How many people do you guys think bought this book of his? Did you all buy it? Did you all read it? This dude looks crazy. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those people that be out there with the signs. Doesn't care. Doesn't care. He will do anything. Anything. These kind of people are dangerous. Dangerous. And they don't want you to be able to protect yourself so that the danger can be enforced by these type of psychos like this. These are the type of psychos that these people weaponize to do their dirty work because they know they'll throw it all away for anything. They on that kamikaze. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they don't want you to be able to protect yourself. It's okay to be extreme as long as you're extreme in the direction that we want you to be extreme in. If you're not extreme in the direction that we want you to be extreme in, then you're a problem. You're a threat to democracy. You need to be silenced. You need to be removed from the planet. But if you're an extreme kamikaze, fuzzy wuzzy, well, then by all means, you're welcome to the party. Matter of fact, we'll even get the resources for you. Would you guys, if you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. Shout out to Mr. J. Mr. J said he looked a few chromosomes short. Facts. Facts. Look at this. I want you guys to read this. And to the YouTube manual reviewer, shout out to my man Moxie Approved, who I learned this technique from. To the YouTube manual reviewer, I'm reading a quotation and I am not directing violence toward anybody, regardless of what Black Klansman post on his channel or not. You are free to harm, quote unquote, word for harm substitute, Trump, as well as me, for that judgment in error and the dismantling of the nuclear deal. No one here in the U.S. seems to have the balls to put up natural selection to work, or even unnatural selection, he added. So I want you guys to understand, this individual says you are free to do that to Trump, as well as me. Does that sound like democracy? Does that sound like democracy? If that sounds like democracy, give me a thumbs up. If it doesn't sound like democracy, then give me a thumbs down. And if it doesn't sound like democracy, then we got to figure out what's actually going on here. Why are you directing people to harm other people without a court case? That don't sound good, does it? We got to figure that out. Shout out to Miss Nisi. I wouldn't disagree. If you guys agree with Miss Nisi, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. I wouldn't disagree with that. Wrong turn, right? You know what I'm saying? So he's directing harm towards someone else, right? So now here it says 2 years after he was elected, Trump scuttled U.S. participation in a nuclear deal with Iran and reimposed sanctions that had been lifted under a deal which was put into place in 2015. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this was called the Iran nuclear deal. And you hear Trump talk about that, or you hear a lot of politicians talk about that sometimes. You guys remember the Iran nuclear deal? In addition to Trump, Routh also called for the harm to come to the Russian president. And I'm not going to say that word, right? Because we already know Black Klansman already got one of my videos taken down. And it was the video about Trump and his misinformation that he spread about Haitian migrants on one of my other channels. So we got to make sure that we got all the I's dotted and all the T's crossed. Okay. In addition to Trump, Roth also called for the removal from the planet of Vladimir Putin. In the book, which is available on Amazon and was edited by Schaefer61, a manager at Old Navy in Hawaii, according to her LinkedIn profile. We all ponder as to why our great minds did not simply just delete this individual here, and it's the mustache guy, early on, and now why we have not taken steps to do that to Putin at all costs to end this war, Roth writes. Now, that, again, I want you guys to pay very close attention. These people they don't care about using the same type of tactics to get rid of their enemies that they claim that their enemies use. I wouldn't disagree with you, Daniel. Let me ask you guys this question. When it comes to United States, when it comes to U.S. foreign policy, has U.S. foreign policy been a net positive to the rest of the world, or has it been a net negative? Let me know what you guys think. And when it comes to United States foreign policy failures and harm of other countries, the United States, until the United States is actually in a position where they can be humbled, they'll never take accountability for it. Shout out to Ryan Glenn. What's good with it? Because they feel like they don't have to. Who is that type of situation? Who gonna beat my butt? You know what I'm saying? Who gonna beat me up? So, because the United States has arguably one of the most powerful militaries in the world, they don't have to take accountability. There's nobody that's at this point definitively able to impose consequences on the United States. The United States will never act the way that they're supposed to act or never be a good global neighbor until they're forced to be. Because most people don't do anything until they're forced to do it. You know what I'm saying? This is an article from ABC 6. All right, we're going to check this out real quick. Let's see what they're talking about over here. We're not going to read this whole article. Then we're going to look at something else. And shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button yet, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit that bell, please take a moment, hit the bell, and share the stream to your social media.
For the second time in 2 months, an attempted assassination of former President Trump. Sources telling ABC a man with an assault-style rifle was between 300 and 500 yards from the former president and appeared to be aiming a gun near him.
They have an agent that jumps one hole ahead of time to where the president was at. And he was able to spot this rifle barrel sticking out of the fence and immediately engage that individual, at which time the individual took off.
Investigators say they found an AK-47 style rifle in the bushes with a scope, 2 backpacks, and a GoPro. The suspect was later apprehended in a neighboring county.
The threat level is high. We have increased the amount of assets that we've supported. So we live in danger times.
The former president issuing a statement saying, "My resolve is only stronger after another attempt on my life. I will never slow down. I will never give up."
Hey, they should have posted what he posted on Truth Social. On Truth Social, he posted a post that said, it said 0-2.
Both President Biden and Vice President Harris expressing relief as the Secret Service faces criticism after a man attempted.
Hey, do we need to shout out to Perpetual 50? Is it time to shout out to Perpetual 50? I think it is. I think it's time to shout out to Perpetual 50. Throw that hashtag 50 in the chat. The Perpetual 50. Shout out to the Perpetual 50.
To assassinate the former president at a Pennsylvania rally in July. The former president is said to be in good spirits. In law enforcement sources sharing with ABC News late tonight, the man detained by Florida authorities has been identified as 58-year-old Ryan Westly Routh. Investigators are looking into whether Routh had grievances with Ukraine and specifically Trump's position on the subject.
Now, what's interesting about that is we already know the answer to that, right? Like we just read the answer to all of those questions in that article before. So, you know, what we know about the suspect in Trump attempted assassination. Now, you know what would really be nice if Charlie Kirk would tell the truth about the Trump assassination. You guys know how Charlie Kirk always talks about stuff. Let's talk about both of these people that attempted to harm Trump. You know, one thing that I noticed immediately about both people that didn't or that tried to harm Trump. One thing that I noticed immediately, they're not black. If you guys would agree that another 0 for 2 is that 0 for 2 of these people that tried to harm Trump, 0 out of 2 of them are black, put 0 for 2 in the chat, just like Trump put 0 for 2 on Truth Social. Do you think that's why Trump loves the blacks? Do you think that's why Trump loves the black voters and the black voters love Trump because we ain't tried to kill him yet? But you know what's interesting, though? When it comes to the mainstream media, the liberal media, and the conservative media, none of them are talking about it in those terms. But imagine if something went down in Chicago. Imagine if somebody tried to harm him at the New York rally. Vivek Ramaswamy hasn't said anything about that either with his Jimmy Neutron smile and his Motown conch. You guys notice that? Tim Scott hasn't said anything about that. Byron Donald hasn't said anything about that. So we saying it. Shout out to 0 out of 2. We qualify for 0 out of 2 too. Matter of fact, when it comes to political violence, how much political violence do we commit in the United States? Shout out to Shamika. What's good with it, Shamika? How much political violence do we commit in the United States? Right. Shout out to AB. Right. Right. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if you listen, in the United States, if you've tried to delete an American president,
You ain't black.
right? If you took out John F. Kennedy, if you took out Abraham Lincoln, if you tried to take out Trump twice, chances are
You ain't black.
right? Right? Oh, that hurts. Yeah, that hurts. Probably not as much as a bullet. Right? That hurts. Probably not as much as a bullet. So let's do some statistics, shall we? 100% of assassination attempts on Donald Trump have been by white males. But Donald Trump himself will still not admit that that particular demographic, a demographic which he's the part of and is also having these type of accusations levied against him, are the quote unquote biggest threat to democracy, which lends for an interesting argument as far as presidential candidates. You know what I'm saying? Lends for a very interesting argument for presidential candidates. So now here it says the suspect in what the FBI called an attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump was a booster of a number of causes. ABC News analysis of his apparent social media profile shows. Okay. And let me see. Do I this? Let me see. Take a look here. Okay. All right. As authorities try to unravel the motive and detail of the case, sources said investigators were looking at whether Routh was frustrated with Trump's position on Ukraine. Trump refused to answer when asked if Ukraine should win its war against Russia during the ABC News presidential debate last week. Authorities recovered an AK-47 style rifle with a scope, 2 backpacks, one of which had ceramic tile in it, and a GoPro from the scene, Palm County Sheriff Rick Bradshaw said. The would-be gunman was within 300 to 500 yards of Trump when he was spotted. The former president was unharmed in the incident, and it's unclear whether the suspect fired any shots. I thought all the headlines yesterday said that shots were fired. That's what I did. So the headline, it seems like the headlines are kind of changing day to day. Routh's vehicle was stopped by police after a witness reported his license plate number to authorities. He was placed into custody on Sunday afternoon. Authorities expect to file charges relating to the incident in the coming days, sources told ABC News. The suspect's motives remain unknown. Routh is believed to have ties to North Carolina and Hawaii, according to sources. The FBI is conducting an extensive investigation into Routh's social media activity, travel, and any criminal record, sources said. Friends, family, and associates are also being sought for interviews. Now, I got this feeling. Here goes another picture of him. Again, just a weird-looking dude. Weird looking. This dude looks like the type of dude that would just that would kind of just blaze everything up. Would you, if you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. This dude literally looks like the type of dude that would just go in somewhere and just blaze everything up. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to everybody that's watching. I really appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button yet, please take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit the bell, and also please share the stream to your social media. We got 52 people watching and we got 63 likes. I appreciate you guys. Let's try to get the likes to 110. All right, so now here it says a law enforcement source told ABC News that profiles on X, LinkedIn, and Telegram are under investigation for a possible connection to Routh. Routh also appears to have operated a Facebook page, which has now been removed, and which listed the same phone number shared on his apparent X profile. When ABC News dialed that number, an answering machine message said, "This is Ryan with Camp Box Buildings in Hawaii, and also the National Volunteer Center sending soldiers to Ukraine as well as Taiwan." Why would you have that as your message? That's weird. Shout out to AB Promotions. That's facts, bro. He do look like Crocodile Dundee. If y'all think he look like Crocodile Dundee, give me a thumbs up. I might. I gotta find Trump and get rid of him. He absolutely looks like Crocodile Dundee. Oh man, he looked like Crocodile Dundee. That's hilarious. So now here it says online, he appears to have been a prolific booster of several causes, chiefly of Ukraine, with numerous posts referring to an effort to recruit soldiers for the country. I don't understand why somebody would jump out the window for Ukraine like that. Do y'all? I don't understand why anybody would jump out the window for anything unrelated to him like that. Like, it's just kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? It's not immediately clear whether Routh had actually recruited any fighters for Ukraine or whether he had any contact with Ukraine's military or government. Now, the thing is that, it was a lot of people they was jumping out the window for Ukraine. They was encouraging people to go over there. Y'all remember when all that first started? Shout out to Daniel. Daniel said he posted that because he went to Ukraine as a volunteer fighter. So that's probably the reason why then the media decided to interview him then. Shout out to James. What's good with it, bro? So now here it says Routh's apparent X profile contained dozens of posts calling on politicians, celebrities, and journalists to support Ukraine. In 2022, shortly after Russia's full-scale invasion, posts on that profile contained claims that Routh had traveled to Kyiv. Okay. So, how many people have heard of the new military aid package that they about to give Ukraine? I posted on the community post about it. How many people are in support of that? If you guys are in support of that huge military aid package that they just recently passed for Ukraine, give me a thumbs up. If you're not in support, then give me a thumbs down. Anybody know the exact amount? If you guys know the exact amount of money that new military package for Ukraine is for, let me know in the comment section. I can't recall, but I think it was $5 billion. Shout out to Cindy. What's good with it, Cindy? I think it's $5 billion. So now here it says Routh spoke with an ABC News team in the Ukrainian capital Kyiv on April 30th of 2022, 2 months into the war, at a protest held by family members of Azov battalion soldiers defending the city of Mariupol against Moscow's forces. Now, everybody loves the Azov battalion, right? What kind of people love the Azov battalion? Shout out to Patrick. What's good with it, Patrick? What kind of people are in the Azov battalion? You know what's interesting? When is the last time that you've heard the Azov battalion mentioned in terms of quote unquote anti-Semitism? I want you guys to pay very close attention to this. The same people here were calling Kyrie Irving and Kanye West anti-Semites, and yet I've yet to see an article published giving a full-fledged covering of the Azov battalion associating them with anti-Semitism. Now, my question for you guys is, why do you think that is? What's President Zelensky's ethnicity? Anybody know? If you guys know what Zelensky's ethnicity is, put it in the chat. I think there's a lot of weird conflicts of interest going on there. Yeah, I got to agree with Cindy. Shout out to Cindy. If you guys agree with Cindy, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Cindy says, hey, everyone, we should be so tired and fed up with them giving all this money away. Our dollar value just keeps going down. I agree. Patrick said he's bluish. Does that mean he's a Democrat? If we say he's bluish. Does that, when we call people bluish, do that mean that they Democrats? AB Promotion say he's a nano. Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting how all these things tie together, isn't it? He was wearing an American flag bandana around his neck and was holding a handwritten sign that read, please, world, we need everyone here. This is quote unquote good against evil. Now, if you ask me, good and evil are extreme ideas. And the problem with ideas like good and evil is that all you have to do is qualify something as good or qualify it as evil with no objective criteria. And that makes it where extremism is okay. If you ask me, the binary ideas of good and evil are why extremism exists. And that's why when people ask me, well, I don't believe in good and evil. I only believe in action and reaction. And if those actions affect me in a particular way versus another way, I don't believe in good and evil, because automatically once something's been deemed as evil, that reduces any type of questions. It's automatically assumed as evil. If you're questioning it, then you become evil. It's the same thing that they're doing with this whole thing with Trump and the threat to democracy and all that. And I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that type of thinking. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says he was wearing an American flag bandana around his neck and was holding a handwritten sign that read, please, world, we need everyone here. This is quote unquote good against evil. These children want normal lives. End Russia for our kids. Routh told the Financial Times that he had tried to join Ukraine's International League for the Defense of Ukraine, which is made up of foreign volunteers, but was rejected as too old. They need to be taking anybody that they can get. And they definitely need to take somebody that's a throwaway, because he went on. See, listen, if Ukraine had taken him, he probably would have got deleted over there in the war, or he would still be over there. So what went on here wouldn't have happened. If you're getting beat up, you know what I'm saying? You need to take whatever help somebody's willing to offer you. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. If you're getting beat up and somebody says, here, I'm going to help you, you better take that help that they offer you. You know what I'm saying? You better take that help that they offer you. You can't sit back and be like, no, I don't know if I want that or not. No, you better go ahead and take that help. You know what I'm saying? So now, next it says, Routh claimed the Legion then suggested he worked to recruit other foreigners to serve in the unit. The International Legion for the Defense of Ukraine told ABC News via email, we would like to clarify that Ryan Westly Routh has never been a part of or associated with or linked to the International Legion in any capacity. Any claims or suggestions indicating otherwise are entirely inaccurate. Why do you guys think that they sent this? Now that this dude is in the negative public spotlight and he doesn't want to be seen, or, you know what I'm saying? Now, guess what? We got to distance ourselves from him. We got to distance ourselves from it. You know what I'm saying? A March 2023 post on a LinkedIn profile appearing to belong to Routh contained 2 undated photos of Routh, respectively showing him in front of the U.S. Congress and at Kyiv's Independence Square. The post was captioned in D.C. and Kyiv to provide soldiers for the war effort. I mean, this dude was really invested in this, going back and forth to Ukraine. Bro, go on a vacation. What are you going to Ukraine for? To help recruit and build their army up. That sounds crazy. How many of y'all would do that? If y'all would go do something like that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys wouldn't do something like that, then give me a thumbs down. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. On June 10th of 2020, Routh's apparent X profile directed a post on X at Trump in which he said he had supported President Trump in 2016 presidential election, but that Trump had become a disappointment. The post concluded, "I will be glad when you are gone." Several X posts in March of 2020 referred to support for the then Democratic presidential primary candidates Bernie Sanders and Representative Tulsi Gabbard. Posts in January of 2024 indicated support for former Republican presidential primary candidate Vivek Ramaswamy. So again, this dude is just all over the place. All over the place. This dude stands on nothing. He stands on absolutely nothing. He's all over the place. And if you ask me, these quote unquote shifting ideologies and changes like this is indicative of instability. He's unstable. If you ask me, it's very obvious that he's politically unstable. If you guys would agree that he's politically unstable, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. So now here it says Facebook post from October and November of 2023 promoted conspiracy theories about China, C-19, and biological warfare. In December, Routh posted to the platform questioning the historical claim of them folks to that country. See? So now, again, I want you guys to pay very close attention because he questioned this. It's an issue. How dare you question it? And and again, this question is phrased interesting, but we're not going to get too deep into that. We could talk about that on Discord, right? So I want you guys to pay very close attention to all the things that they find offensive. Routh's apparent phone number was also listed on a website for a so-called Taiwan Foreign Legion, which calls on international volunteers to fight for Taiwan in the possible event of a conflict with China. The most recent post on Routh's apparent Facebook page also refers to an effort to convince Taiwan to accept Afghan fighters. All right. So again, this dude is just really weird, man. This is just a weird dude. The dude probably needed to be in some type of mental institution and yet was allowed to be amongst the rest of society as if he's not a weirdo freak. You know what I'm saying? This dude is a freak. He's a weirdo. All right. So now they're going to go into a little bit of his history, because remember, they said that he had a lengthy criminal history, right? The criminal history is so lengthy that we haven't even talked about it yet after all these articles that we've read. So why are they not saying anything about this freak's criminal history? Shout out to Patrick Tyler. Make sure y'all show Patrick some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emojis, some ducks in the chat for Patrick funding the organization. Definitely appreciate it, bro. Patrick said, bet he's not unstable with his anti-blackness. Facts. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. I absolutely agree.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes.
They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat. They're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. Eat the cat, eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat.
Oh man. So now here it says suspect in apparent Trump assassination attempt charged with federal gun crimes. How many people knew about this? Donald Trump, quote unquote, thanks outstanding law enforcement after apparent assassination attempt. All right. So they just posted this article right here, 5 things to know about the apparent assassination of Trump. It's interesting how they keep calling it an apparent assassination. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, have y'all ever seen it like listen to the phrasing of all of this. It's real weird. Shout out to AW1. AW1 said, I guess no more Bone Thugs and Harmony. Yeah, if y'all want Bone Thugs and Harmony, it's there. It's there. Shout out to Mr. King. What's good with it, bro? So now here it says the suspect in the apparent assassination attempt on former President Trump may have been lurking near the Republican presidential nominee's West Palm Beach golf course for nearly 12 hours before a Secret Service agent spotted him, according to a criminal complaint. Multiple law enforcement sources told ABC News that the 58-year-old suspect, Ryan Westly Routh, was detained by Florida authorities in relation to the incident. Authorities are now probing for more details on the would-be shooter. According to the criminal complaint filed in the case, Routh's cell phone data tracked him near the tree line of Trump's International Golf Club as early as 1:59 a.m. on Sunday. So he was casing the property for the most part. So most of this stuff, let me see. Yeah, most of this stuff we already know. So now they're talking about the suspect's family getting grilled. So let's check this out right here. The suspect's family is telling investigators that while Routh had no diagnosed mental illness, he quote unquote fixated on things. Multiple sources briefed on the investigation told ABC News. What is this? What does this mean? And again, sometimes people don't have a diagnosis. That just simply means that they're undiagnosed. That means that he might not have ever seen anybody for a mental health issue. Would you guys agree? If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. An avenue of investigation is whether Roth became fixated on Trump over the former president's stance on Ukraine. Roth appears to have made recent social media posts critical of Trump and used social media to document his travel to Ukraine. So what I'm trying to figure out, I guess, I don't even understand, how do you as a person that's not Ukrainian just become so fixated and so invested in Ukraine to where you're willing to jump out the window to the point where you try to delete a presidential candidate over this nonsense that has nothing to do with you, that you as an individual have no way of making any impact on? And the thing that's crazy is, I guess he did the thing that he thought that he would be able to make, the way he would be able to make an impact. Attempt to delete, which is wild. You know what I'm saying? According to sources, Trump was getting ready to putt on the 5th hole when a Secret Service agent called out gun. Agents immediately surrounded Trump and took him to a predetermined secure location at the property. U.S. Secret Service often has these safe areas designated in advance. My question is, how did this weirdo freak know that Trump was going to be golfing this day? How did he get that information? What do you guys think? How did this weirdo freak get this information that Trump was going to be golfing this day? That's what I'm curious about. Who gave him the information? How did he find the information? Sources familiar with the investigation said authorities are looking into whether Roth had grievances related to Trump's position on Ukraine. Authorities are expected to file more charges relating to the incident in the coming days, sources told ABC News. So now this is something that we haven't seen yet. Hopefully they give us a good summary of this. The suspect's criminal history. Shout out to KO Kid Fit. What's good with it? And shout out to everybody that's watching. I appreciate you guys. We got 52 people watching. That's what's up. If everybody could take a moment, smash that like button. We got that perpetual 50 popping off. If you guys haven't shared the stream, make sure you guys take a moment, share the stream to your social media, tag somebody that you know is interested in this type of content in your share. We got 52 people watching and we got 70 likes. Let's try to get the likes to 120. I know we can do it. So now here it says Routh has an extensive rap sheet in North Carolina dating back to 1997. This dude is a thug. Shorty want to be a thug. You know what I'm saying? Shorty want to be a thug. Including an incident from 2002 in which he reportedly barricaded himself inside a business while armed with an assault weapon, according to police and court records. How was somebody doing this insanity just out walking around in the street? Now, let me ask you guys this question. Have you all seen on the news, anywhere, any national news, that's discussed this individual's criminal background ad nauseum? Have you guys seen that? According to the Greensboro News and Record, in December of 2002, Routh fled a traffic stop and barricaded himself inside a local roofing business for about 3 hours until police arrested him. So he barricaded himself inside of a local roofing business. It's clear that this dude has extreme ideologies and unstable tendencies. Would you, if you guys would agree, it's clear that this dude has unstable ideologies and unstable tendencies. Give me a thumbs up. If not, give me a thumbs down. This dude is unstable. Why would they let this dude be out and about? So now here it says Routh pleaded guilty to a felony count of possessing a weapon of mass destruction and a misdemeanor count of carrying a concealed weapon, court records show. State incarceration records show he was sentenced to probation for the incident. Court record, look, he was sentenced to probation. So now this is interesting, right? Because Trump been going around crying about a two-tier justice system, knowing that there's no two-tier justice system for him. Two-tier justice as it applies to Trump is false. When it applies to Trump, Trump is a beneficiary of the two-tier justice system, not a victim of it. This guy right here is also a beneficiary of the two-tier justice system, and that two-tier justice system that has lower standards for individuals that look like Trump and that look like this weirdo here is the reason why this weirdo was allowed to be out and almost go and take your man out. Because you shouldn't just get probation when you're resisting, because hiding and barricading from the police, that's resisting. That's not complying, right? If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. Hiding is not the same as complying at all, right? This dude resisted arrest in the most egregious form of resisting. And he more than likely broke and entered and was trespassing in a place that he had no business at. Lots of crimes. This type of crime and the willingness to do this type of thing and run from law enforcement shows that this guy has a high risk tolerance, a high risk adversity, and a very low threshold of restraint. Would you guys agree? If you agree with that, give me a thumbs up. If you disagree with that, give me a thumbs down. If you ask me, somebody that does something like this is clearly volatile and dangerous. And based on the volatility and the danger, they said, you go ahead and go back out into the public. We'll give you probation. The same way we gave probation to the murderers that deleted Elijah McClain. Just something to pay attention to. Routh also pleaded guilty in 2003 of stealing state-issued identification card, and in 2010 pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor theft charge. He was also repeatedly sued by construction contractors for attempting to write checks with insufficient funds. This dude was a fraud. How many people would agree this dude was a scoundrel, scammy, and a fraud? He was SSF. Scummy, scandalous, scoundrel, and a fraud. Facts. Shout out to DJ Elmo. If you guys agree with DJ Elmo says no excited delirium diagnosed for the W Pookie. Facts. No ketamine injected into him either. No bullets injected into him either. No neck hold either. No knee in the back. You know what I'm saying? No, none of that. So now here it says Roth has several traffic citations, including speeding, running red lights, failing to wear a seatbelt, driving while his license was revoked, and driving with a broken windshield, among others. Now, they claim that Biden and Harris condemned the assassination. You know, we talked about that yesterday. I don't believe that Biden and Harris actually condemned the assassination. I actually think that Biden and Harris are secretly seething because he missed. You know what I'm saying? Because Biden and Harris, you know, it's not like they're clean, right? So let me see what else we got here. Let me see something. Let me see. I think we're pretty up to date on this stuff as far as the assassination attempt. Joe Biden has come out and said that he believes that their Secret Service needs to provide more detail. Shout out to Daniel. Yeah, that's true. Daniel says one of the presidential candidates has 34 felony counts, felon violence. Like there was people. Just imagine this: there was people going to jail and getting life in jail under Democrat law with 3 felonies, right? 3 felonies, 3 strikes rule, right? Shout out to Lehman Lucas. What's good with it, bro? And Trump has 3 times. You know what I'm saying? He has 10 times that. He has 10 times that. And he's running for the president, and his people still in jail under the 3 strikes law. But Trump is sitting there talking about a 2-tier justice system. Like, I don't be trying to hear that nonsense. I ain't trying to hear none of that victim nonsense, man. None of that. You know what I'm saying? None of that nonsense. Like, bruh, cut the games and just do what you're supposed to do. Go to work and do your job. You know what I'm saying? If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. When I tell you guys that I don't support Trump, I don't support Trump. I'm not going to sit here and try to in veiled language act like I do support Trump. I support certain conservative policies, a lot of conservative policies. But Trump, period, man, he can go the same place as Biden go. You know what I'm saying? And when I say he can go the same place as Biden goes, that doesn't mean I'm encouraging somebody to go, quote unquote, take him out. That's not how we operate. We don't encourage violence against people unless them people trying to harm us. And then we hit them with that castle doctrine. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, Joe Biden says Secret Service needs more help after apparent Trump assassination attempt. What do you guys think about that? I don't know if I would necessarily, if I was Trump, I don't know if I would necessarily trust a Secret Service under Joe Biden doing my security detail. I don't know if I would trust that. I think there might be a time when it might be appropriate for Trump to have like some private security detail. I don't know if I would trust him. Well, I want to shout out to you guys. Let me ask you guys, would you all trust a Secret Service that was under the Biden administration if you were a Biden rival with all of this stuff happening? If you guys would, give me a thumbs up. If you wouldn't, give me a thumbs down. Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Cameron. Facts. Cameron says Biden is in charge of the Secret Service. If they can get Trump, they can get Biden or Harris. Yeah, facts. Which is interesting because they don't be trying to get Biden and Harris. To just somehow the security leaks always happen with Trump. You know what I'm saying? 0 out of 2 assassination attempts have been on Biden and Harris. That's another 0 for 2, right? So that's just something interesting. So what this would say, right? What we could make the assumption and say is that security has been sufficient when it comes to protecting Harris and Biden, right? And what we can say is that security has been biasly insufficient when it comes to Trump. Trump has disproportionately received the majority of successful, and when I say successful, I mean successful attempts. That means that they weren't stopped before the attempt happened. Successful attempts of assassination. Those are some statistics that would not make the Secret Service look real good. Would you guys agree? Shout out to Cameron. Cameron says the first one was supposed to get him. This one was supposed to scare him. The people who are quote unquote really in charge don't want an outsider in office again. Possible. Could be possible. If you ask me, I don't feel that Trump is an outsider. I feel that he's just right there with them people. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't disagree, though, with you, Cameron. I think that they have a preference, right? Even if Trump is an insider, they could have a preference of what insider that they want. And Trump is somebody that can be hard to control. So they probably want somebody that's easy to control. Yeah, and I would agree, Daniel. Daniel says outsider. Come on, man. He's not an outsider. You can't drain a swamp when you're a swamp yourself. I would agree. I agree 100%. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mr. King. Mr. King said they sent Trump the DEI. They sent Trump the DEI Secret Service. Facts. That's hilarious. So now here it says President Joe Biden said on Monday that the Secret Service needs more help as he briefly addressed the apparent assassination attempts against Donald Trump while departing the White House. I wouldn't say that the Secret Service needs more help. I would say the Secret Service needs an investigation to figure out why the Secret Service has been able to protect Biden and Harris and has had security breaches and failures when it comes to Trump. That's what I would say needs to be looked at. Yeah, John Bolton. Facts, bro. Facts, DC. And even Mike Pence. Shout out to Deneen. What's good with it, Deneen? Shout out to Cameron. Cameron said we didn't have a new war when he was in office. Now, here's the thing. I would agree, right? However, I would say that there was still geopolitical turmoil, and we had a pandemic that effectively did the same thing that a quote-unquote war would do. And that pandemic also gave a large amount of power to the government at the moment. And I would say that there hasn't ever been a situation like that while there's been other presidents in office. So what's interesting about this, right? Because again, this is the spin. I'm gonna show you guys how to spin, because this is what happens. Anything can be talked about in any way, and everybody just spins everything. So I wouldn't even use January 6th as a quote unquote validating talking point of Trump being a threat to democracy. Shout out to Shatera. What's good with it, Shatera? If I wanted to paint Trump as a threat to democracy, what I would say is that the United States has never had more tight controls on society as were done during the C-19 lockdown, and the C-19 lockdowns were done under Trump. There's never been a near martial law situation, right? The closest near martial law situation where the United States most closely resembled a communist regime of dictatorship was during C-19. C-19 situation like that has only occurred in American history during Trump's presidency, 1 for 1. If you guys would say that is a true statement, even though it's spun very harmfully, give me a thumbs up. If you guys wouldn't, give me a thumbs down. I would say that, and then I would just leave that out there and say, debunk that. Somebody debunk what I just said. As much as Trump wants to point his finger at everybody else and say everybody else is a socialist, didn't lockdowns happen under your presidency? Okay, I'm backing out. You ain't got nothing else to say. You can't debunk that. You can say whatever you want to. You can say that they eating cats all over the place. You can't debunk what I just said. I ain't got nothing else to say. That's it. The rest is on you. I'm out. Go ahead, explain. But this is how stupid they are. They're so high IQ and so superior to everybody else that they couldn't even come up with that. You know what I'm saying? So Then shout out to Cameron for, you know what I'm saying, we didn't have a new war while Trump was in office. I would go as far as to say Trump waged war against the American citizens while he was in office with the lockdowns, backing out of it. Now I'm throwing my opinion on top of the talking point that really works good with the talking point, and then I'm going to just let you figure out your way out of it. But see, the media and them, they're not even smart enough to do that. They can't even do it. Now, if you hear a whole bunch of people repeating that and saying that, and all of a sudden Fox News got 5 or 6 5-minute videos up, you know where they got it from. And you know they're not going to give me credit over here for this. You know what I'm saying? But y'all know where it came from. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, speaking to reporters before boarding Marine One, Biden said, quote unquote, thank God the president's okay. So Biden was talking about himself right here, right? Because Trump's not the president. So this is that little I have dementia, but I'm going to be passive aggressive type stuff that Biden be doing. So he said, speaking to reporters, thank God the president's okay. So basically Biden told the reporter, thank goodness I'm okay. Well, didn't nobody shoot at you, dummy? I mean, you should be okay. Biden is probably the most harmful to himself. You know what I'm saying?
So dumb. You are really dumb. For real. Oh, you are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Oh, man, you can't make it up, man. You can't make it up. They got us surrounded by idiots.
Idiots! I'm surrounded by incompetent idiots!
And that right there, that's why he's not running for president anymore. Thank God the president's okay. Clown. One thing I want to make clear, the Secret Service needs more help. What I would say is that the Secret Service needs more help guarding Trump. I don't think that Joe Biden can justifiably say that the Secret Service needs help because there haven't been any successful assassination attempts on Joe Biden. Joe Biden has harmed himself more than the Secret Service has. I mean, unless when Joe Biden says the Secret Service needs more help, do they need help like keeping you off the ground when you're walking upstairs and stuff like that? Because you're so incompetent, you can't even stand up straight. Is that what Joe Biden means? Because if that's what he means, then okay, yeah, like I'll give you that. Shout out to Jay. But there hasn't been any successful security breaches with the Biden administration. All successful security breaches have only happened with Trump, which, if you ask me, means that the Secret Service is giving a different grade of security to Trump than they are to Biden. I've always said the same thing about Destro, Daniel. That's funny. But this is what you sitting up here in the comment section saying it, bro. This is what Cobra Commander would say if he found out you saying that.
Unsubstantiated fantasy! Lies! Lies! Lies!
Gonna say you he gonna say you lying. So now here it says Secret Service agents fired at a man armed with an AK-47 style rifle on or near the Trump International Golf Course in West Palm Beach, Florida on Sunday. The FBI said it was investigating the matter as a possible assassination attempt. The incident comes just 2 months after the former president was shot in the ear at a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Another thing that the media is doing that you will notice, the Starscream voice, I know, right? Cameron, stop talking crazy about me. Oh, man. When it comes to these attempts on Trump's life, do you guys notice that they try to downplay it as an actual attempt on his life? Like, it's just like, oh, well, this was just an alleged assassination or XYZ. You know what I mean? They don't call it like an assassination attempt. Like, what they try to do is they try to downplay and devalue the significance of these attempts on his life to make it seem as if nothing's happening. Do you all notice that the media is writing these things and giving that kind of tone to these stories? If you guys notice that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't notice that, give me a thumbs down. So I don't think we need to read the rest of this. because for the most part, it's just a reprint of what we read already. All right. So now here, this kind of substantiates my point, right? Shout out to William. What's good with it, William? This kind of substantiates my point. Lead Secret Service agent at Trump's Butler rally was incompetent, failed key exam. And this is according to whistleblowers. So again, this is what I'm saying. It seems like there's a little bit difference in the quality of Secret Service agent that gets assigned to Trump detail than what gets assigned to Biden or Harris detail. And again, we can say this because 100% of security breaches have occurred with Trump, 0% have occurred with Biden or Harris, which doesn't make sense because you got two individuals over there, which means that if there's two individuals, that should increase the likelihood of something happening over there. And yet and still, where there's only one individual, it keeps happening to the one individual. There's too much correlation. So now here it says lead Secret Service agent at Trump's Butler rally was incompetent. Now, mind you, this is the Butler rally we're talking about in Butler, PA. Okay. The Secret Service agent in charge of former President Donald Trump's July 13th rally in Butler was known to be incompetent and failed a key examination during their federal law enforcement training, according to a new whistleblower allegations released by a Republican lawmaker. The unidentified agent was one of several Secret Service officials sidelined after catastrophic security failures led to would-be assassin Thomas Matthew Crooks, who was 20, deleting rally-goer Corey Compitor, who was 50, and wounding Trump, who was 78, and critically injuring rally attendees David Dutch, who was 57, and James Copenhaver, who was 74, whistleblowers added. So again, what's interesting here is that we've arrived at the conclusion that I said from the beginning. There's a different grade, a different quality, a different level of security that gets afforded to either Biden or to Harris than what happens with Trump. And you can tell by the statistical anomalies. It's a statistical anomaly that this keeps happening to the same individual who's being guarded by the same agency. Would you guys agree? If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. So now here it says the unidentified agent was one of several Secret Service officials sidelined after a catastrophic security failure led would-be assassin Thomas Matthew Crooks, who was 20, deleting rally-goer Corey Compitor, who was 50, wounding Trump, who was 78, and critically injuring attendees David Dutch, who was 57, and James Copenhaver, who was 74, whistleblowers added. Whistleblowers alleged that the agent placed flags around the Butler stage and catwalk, impairing visibility, despite such items being typically prohibited because of how they affected the line of sight of those responsible for identifying threats. A 21-page report unveiled Monday by Senator Josh Hawley, representative of Missouri, shows. So how many people were aware of that? If you guys were aware of that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys were not aware of that, then give me a thumbs down. So they made line of sight errors that should not have been made. They running quality control. They running quality control on them. You know what I'm saying? The allegations also note that Secret Service intelligence units were absent from the Butler rally, which would have mitigated the communication breakdown that occurred just minutes before Trump, who was 78, took the main stage and was struck by a would-be assassin's bullet on the right ear. The hospital site where former President Trump received treatment after the shooting was poorly secured. So he was at risk even at the hospital. The report also states the Secret Service site agent responsible for hospital security did not know what was going on and could not answer basic questions about site security. So here's the question then. How these individuals get these jobs? How did these individuals get these jobs? Let me ask you guys this question. If you were Trump, would you continue to utilize the Secret Service for your security, or would you say, I'm good? And let me ask you guys this question. With the Secret Service being under the Harris-Biden administration right now, is it possible to say that there is a conflict of interest? If you guys think that there is, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't, then give me a thumbs down. So now here it says, when will Secret Service or DHS publicly name the lead site agent for the rally and the lead agent for the Butler visit? Howley pressed in a report. So it looks like they're keeping these individuals' names redacted. The Missouri Republican opened a tip line for Secret Service agents to begin making disclosures within 4 days of the assassination attempt, revealing stunning oversights that have since been confirmed in part by the agency. Earlier, whistleblower disclosures mentioned the lack of a typical threat assessment at the rally site, the refusal to deploy drones to scope the area out, and a warning not to request additional security resources because they would be denied. What does this sound like? So let me ask you guys this question. Why is it that the mainstream media is not discussing the details of any of these inconsistencies with the quality standards? See, they're running quality control on them. And when they ran quality control is saying it's not a lot of quality. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says acting Secret Service Director Ronald Raw, who was elevated to head of the security or head of the agency after the resignation of former director Kimberly Cheadle, acknowledged that drones were not used when questioned by Howley at the Senate hearing last month. Okay. So why didn't they? Why didn't they use the drones? So again, this goes to support what I was saying earlier. And what this evidence is showing is that the assumption is right. There's a different grade of Secret Service quality that goes out to Trump versus the Secret Service quality that is afforded to the other people who get Secret Service. If you ask me, the evidence is very clear here. If you guys would agree that the evidence is clear, give me a thumbs up. If you would disagree and you don't think that the evidence is clear, then give me a thumbs down. Look at all of the failures that we've talked about so far. Now, let me ask you guys this question. What is the consequence of those failures? How will those failures be rectified? How will quality improvement take place? Is there going to be quality improvement? If I was Trump, I would take control of my own quality improvement and be like, Secret Service has proven themselves incompetent. I'm not dealing with them anymore. I'm going to use my own Secret Service. I'm going to use my own private security. And the reason why I'm using my own private security is because they're disproportionately incompetent. Shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. We got 44 people watching and we got 76 likes. If everybody could take a moment, smash that like button and get us to 120, that would be great. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit the bell, share the stream. All right. FBI Director Christopher Wray also testified to the House Judiciary Committee in August that crooks had used a drone from a Chinese company, DJI, raising new questions in Congress about restricting such devices. A source previously told the Post. I don't know why those devices was allowed to begin with. There should never be any allowing of anybody to get a good line of sight on a target if you have a security agency trying to place a safety barricade over the target. That's just common sense. No position should be allowed that allows access to a vulnerable target, except for the people that are supposed to keep that target safe. And honestly, only a few of the people keeping the target safe should have access. It should only be 2 senior members or something like that. That should have that. And shout out to Cameron. Cameron got a great point. Cameron says they're not incompetent. They're following orders. If you guys agree with Cameron, they're not incompetent. They're following orders. Give me a thumbs up. If you disagree, they just incompetent. Give me a thumbs down. Or if you think that it's a combination of both, throw some flames in the chat. I think it's a combination of both. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says the Secret Service has since admitted that it has denied resources to Trump's security detail in the 2 years leading up to the shooting at the Pennsylvania campaign event. For that reason, some Department of Homeland Security agents were moved from child exploitation cases to fill gaps in Secret Service staffing while only receiving training via poor quality 2-hour webinar. Local law enforcement were also initially stationed on the roof of the American Glass Research Building, where Crooks later set up his sniper perch, but later climbed off because of hot weather. Rowe, during the August joint hearing with the Senate Judiciary and Homeland Security Committees, admitted the local team had posted up inside and that moving forward, we're going to ensure state and local counter snipers are on the roof. All right. So they're going to put state and local snipers on the roof. That's not going to help with the security though, because the state Secret Service is supposed to be coordinating all of this. And the problem is that if Secret Service is coordinating this incompetently, then what's going to end up happening is that as a result of that incompetence on the part of Secret Service, it's going to trickle down to the other people that they're supervising. If that makes sense, give me a thumbs up. If it don't make sense, give me a thumbs down. So now here it says the acting Secret Service chief denied that it was a fact that local law enforcement agents abandoned their post due to the heat, but added that the Butler rally was the first to involve Secret Service counter snipers, one of whom shot and killed Crooks within seconds of the would-be assassin opening fire. In total, Howley has written 7 letters combined to Rowe and Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas, but said in the report that to date, Secret Service and DHS have provided virtually no answers. Who with Secret Service or DHS made the decision to deny counter sniper coverage to the rooftop from which Thomas Crooks shot former President Trump on July 13th? Howley asked in his report. Did the acting Secret Service director ever deny resources to the Trump campaign or USSS counter sniper teams, as has been reported in the press? He prodded. The Secret Service, FBI, Department of Homeland Security, Office of Inspector General, and 2 congressional committees are all investigating the first assassination attempt. Howley alleged the federal agencies have closed ranks as the Senate Homeland Security Committee and House Select Task Force investigating the assassination attempt to seek answers. In fact, sources with direct knowledge of Secret Service's own internal investigation have alleged to Senator Hawley that the Department of Homeland Security is leaning on Secret Service to not comply with document requests from Congress. Now, let me ask you guys this question. Why do you all think that that's happening? And shout out to, make sure you guys throw some liking forces in the chat for Tarek. Tarek said we got 81 likes. We got to get 30 more. So smash that like button, hit that bell, share the stream. Definitely appreciate y'all. So now here it says the report claims instead it has been left to courageous whistleblowers to tell the story of what really happened. Left alone, these agencies will not reform themselves. They will continue to stonewall and obfuscate. It adds, plainly, it is now up to Congress and the president to clean house at these failing agencies at the earliest possible opportunity. A second apparent assassination attempt occurred on Sunday afternoon as Trump was golfing as his club in West Palm Beach, Florida. This as right here should be at. But the gunman, Ryan Westly Routh, 58, was fired on by Secret Service agents and fled, apparently before he could get a shot off at the former president. Routh, who came within 300 to 500 yards of the 45th president, was later arrested and appeared Monday morning in federal court to be arraigned on a pair of weapons charges. Reps for the Secret Service did not immediately respond to requests for comment. So let me ask you guys this question. Based on all of these things that are happening, should the Secret Service's ability to quote unquote keep a president safe be in question? Should their ability be in question? If you ask me, the Secret Service's ability to keep the president safe at this point should absolutely be in question. And it seems like the quote unquote incompetent people are being disproportionately directed towards one particular side. Those are my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. All right. Shout out to everybody. I appreciate you guys for coming through. Shout out to the 3 stream sponsors. Without the stream sponsors, none of this is possible. Shout out to Miss Nisi. Make sure y'all throw some flames, some radiation emojis, some ducks in the chat for Miss Nisi. Definitely appreciate you, Miss Nisi. Shout out to my man AB Promotions. Definitely appreciate you, bro. Y'all know what to do. Make sure y'all show him some love as well. And shout out to my man Patrick Tyler for the love. I definitely appreciate it. And as always, ladies and gentlemen,